Hey everyone, how you all doing? So we're 298 days in. 298 is one that I've not looked at for a while, but do you remember the Zim $1 trillion notes? Or the $100 trillion notes, I should say. Looked at that for humanitarian funds, and who knows. But $100 trillion comes to 298, and we're 298 days in right now. So 298 also comes to President Trump time machine. It also comes to the resurrection reversal. And I wonder if the date of resurrection might be 2028. Yeah, a certain date in 2028. I'll let you think on that. Hey folks, how you all doing? Good to see you. Good to see you all. So new viewers, while letting everyone in. A is 1, first letter of the alphabet. B is 2. C is 3. D is 4. E is 5. F is 6. G is 7. H is 8. We continue with the numbers. Hey David, yeah, something's got to give, something's coming. So we connect the dots using the numbers. We get the downloads first, the inspiration, and then we are able to thread them together with the numbers, and we get beautiful synchronicities, and things start to manifest actually with it. So case in point was a week ago, someone revealed to me, I think it was Somo on the chat, in the comments, revealed to me that Bushnell Avenue is the street where Biff and George McFly and Lorraine Baines from Back to the Future live on. I think George lives there, but Lorraine does, and Biff, Bushnell Avenue. I wouldn't have known that. I'd have found it probably at some point. Someone would have shown it to me, but it was your job to send that to me, so no thank you. So I appreciate it. 666 can be a good number as well. I think your number's added up to that on your line of code on your handle. So yeah. Who's in the chat? Where are you? I see people coming in. So 14th of November. So 14th, I think there's some more stuff on the EFTs with XRP. The Canary yesterday. I think there's another one bailing in today, coming in today. Hey Cheryl, thumbs up, there you go. Preston, I believe, is 107, if I remember rightly. Haven't done it for a while. Yeah, it is 107. Treasure 107. Currency 107. Trump's 107. So November 14th is my dear grandmother's birthday, Eileen. So Eileen Mary Adelaide Wood, 205. The Q post for November 22nd with JFK and Death to the Triumvirate with the picture of Ivanka is Q post 205, which is on November the 5th. Which is also Madison Square Garden, 205. Highlander opens on 205, Madison Square Garden, and the end of the Batman film, Batman, the Robert Pattinson one, is Madison Square Garden as well. So everything cross-pollinates. It all pops up, all congregates and cross-pollinates on the timelines. But it's her birthday today. So she passed in 2013. She'll come back like all the others. Like my grandfather, Sydney, my cousin Paul, Doreen, my auntie, others. They'll all come back. And some of us will be the ones that resurrect. Resurrection is 165. I didn't know about that stuff. Interesting. Okay, something popping off in Vegas. That's interesting. Well, they've got that F1 race in about a week and a half. And I mentioned yesterday in the film, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. The end of that film is is Abu Dhabi, the race in the F1, and that's the end of the race and the end of the film in F1, the film itself, and the physical ending of the season. So we've got Vegas race to come, then we've got Qatar, and then we've got Abu Dhabi. Something about Abu Dhabi. Something's coming, folks. Something. And then we're talking about redistribution, taking it from all the evil ones and redistributing it back to the people. You just have to turn up the sound, Mario. So there it is. There it is, folks. Something's coming. It's always slightly different from what we think, but when we look back, it makes sense, if that makes sense. Things always pop up. It's like we're making a cake. We have the ingredients, we know what the ingredients are, we know roughly what we want to make, and then we put it through. It's like AI, when you do an AI prompt. You put something in and then something interesting and marvellous pops up. It's always a bit different. And it's like conception with children. You have the two parents, and they always seem to produce different children, although they're similar. But concept, ideas, thoughts. Idea is DNA, 19 DNA, idea 19, and 19. That's how it's working. That's what we're observing as we're going through this. Reality is becoming more and more wild and interesting and fascinating and powerful, and as time goes on, I believe we'll be able to get more and more deliberate in the creation of it. But it's like you have a child and you don't know what you're going to produce, but you're going to produce a child, and it will share characteristics of both parents. But if they have another child together, then usually that child, the next one, is different from the first one. Well, they're similar, but they're different, and that's quite like what's going on. That's one way to look at it. I think it's quite an accurate analogy. Yeah. As we're going through it, this is what's happening. There you go, 117 in the chat, that's manifesting. And to be adult about it, penis plus vagina, 117 manifesting. And I've just been talking about conception and about DNA, idea 19, DNA 19, concept, and how we manifest in the field. Last night I got in from the movies, and then on the TV I caught a good chunk of Star Wars. They were showing Star Wars, the original Star Wars, and so I had to watch it. I grew up with Star Wars, loved Star Wars. I was talking to a friend about Solo. There's one of those coins out there, Solo, but Han Solo. But I had to watch it, so I hope I'll get to recatch that probably in a few days. They'll show it again, and they'll probably be showing all the others. But then it's why they're showing Star Wars right now. Star Wars is 119 Redemption, and it's also showing the possibilities of a greater world, and also the bits with the Force with Ben Kenobi and Luke. He's teaching him how to expand into a far bigger world. So yeah, it's interesting that it came on. I don't think I've ever seen it on TV at that time of night, but it was on late. So 125 in the chat right now, and 125 is Skywalker. So we're on time, folks. You see how this works? You can see how this works. 174 is Luke Skywalker, which is real Donald Trump 174, which is the Quantum Leap 174, Currency Exchange 174. Star Wars is 119 Redemption. So there's, on the bad side, the connotations of the A word, Google Chrome, but then 119 is Nikola Tesla. So you take your pick, you take your choice. Do you go down the dark side, which is what Star Wars is about, but also it's about the light side, and the light side is Tesla. So both versions had a version of trying to be immortal. You'd either do the A Google Chrome browser, or you do Nikola Tesla physics, like the physics. And both are 119, which is Star Wars, and you see both sides in that film. 119 is Redemption. Jack Frost. There you go. Hey, marbles. So you can take your pick. You take your pick, you take your choices. I say your choices. That's another concept, do we have free choice? I've talked about that one before, but in a basic premise of, do you follow the light or do you follow the darkness? Or have you followed the darkness and do you come back around to the light? I think we've all had pieces of that, maybe not as far as extreme as what I've just discussed. Okay, so Paul's in the chat, 143, November 5th, Paul Bushnell, 143. And we had thumbs up on 48, which was Tom. And we had thumbs up 49, which is yes. So yeah, Paul's in the chat. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Tesseract, the Tesseract, 143. 146, Central Casting. I sound like a bookie. I'm reading out all these numbers. I'm not reading them out, they're popping out. But you know what I'm saying. So let's see what comes over the weekend. See what comes over the weekend. But soon it will be, I think there's a date, isn't there? One of the dates is November 17th. Is that when the end of the EFTs, or there's something else with it? I think it's with DeFi. Not sure exactly what's supposed to be happening, but I saw that one pop up. So yesterday was significant, today's supposed to be significant, and the 17th, but I think that's Monday, isn't it? Yeah, because we've got the weekend. And then the following weekend is November 22nd, the Saturday. And that's the JFK anniversary. Do we see something then? Let's see. But there's also something about a couple of weeks later with Abu Dhabi, because that's come up in two films that have caught my attention in this last year. The F1 film and Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And they talk about redistribution in plain sight. They talk about taking riches from the evil ones and redistributing it amongst the people, which is what's going to happen. Eventually, I've said this before, but eventually I think everyone will have access to all the resources. It will be a level playing field, not just in currency values, but I think it will be a level playing field in all areas. I believe so. I think that's eventually where we get to, because otherwise you run into problems again. I think, in my periscope mind, peering around the corner, that's what I see. That could also, I could get more light and knowledge as definitely I will do as time goes on, but that's a feeling I've always, most part, had with it, that eventually we get to that. And I'm not saying that will all happen at once, but I think that's eventually where we get to. I think once we're in that system, then it will be, you're in the higher law. Some call it a law of consecration, millennial reign, golden age. I think that's where you're going to be. I think that's what's going to be. People don't argue over the air. I think they stopped it at that, although they tried, didn't they, with masks and all that. And if they could have done, they would have done. But I think eventually we get to that point where everyone's just, we're all working together, and everything's there. I think that's where we get to eventually. Because money is a very useful thing, but I think if you're in a system where others have more than others, I might be incorrect on it. It doesn't feel that though. It doesn't feel that way. 171 is the revaluation, and I'm talking about that right now, and then 62 years time from JFK, which will be next week, and then 63 is 1963 for JFK, you see. So something's coming, folks. It is coming. Something's coming. I think as well, when we go into this new realm, new reality, new frequency, new dimension, new consciousness, all those things, I think there'll be equal resource. No one will lack anything. People have precision on their actions, on their desires, will be able to instantly manifest, create instantly. It will be a reverse of what we've had to go through for the most part here. 176, level playing field. There you go. Back to the future. 6. There you go. Back again. Okay. That was weird. They paused me for a period of time. Was that confirming the things I was talking about? Maybe. Is everyone still here in the chat? Hey Leo. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. We're back again. Hey Diane. Hey Starfire. Yeah, everyone's back again. Good. Hit the hype button if you would as well. If we get another, the figure a few days ago was 182. If we get to that, then we'll get in the top 100 on YouTube. I don't know if that's daily or we just do it in total. I'm not sure. There you go. But we're ready. We're ready for the new change, for the upgrade. We're ready for that. Software is 107. Treasure is 107. Quantum is 107. Trumps is 107. Military is 107. Guantanamo is 107. XRP plus XLM is 107. Aquarius is 107. Eternal life is 107. We're ready for it, folks, aren't we? We are ready. We're ready. And if we have to keep lighting a torch on one beacon on a mountaintop, don't let your light hide under a bushel or a bushnell. So declare it, as with the sound of a trumpet, and then we go on to the next one. But eventually, at some point, things will change. The upgrade will happen. The software patch will take place, and we'll be ready to rock. We'll be ready to go. And it could be very soon. Feels like it. Everyone feels it. So, yeah, government shutdown has finished. I didn't really study it that closely, but government is 133, which is simulation 133. Terminator 133, Trump plus advance 133, Isle of Wight 133. The Time Machine 133, the Reversal 133. So let's see what comes out of that. Is that just pure chess stuff on the board, or there'll be other things that spring out of it? I guess with all of this, time will tell. Time will tell. But it's interesting that it went on for such a while. It's interesting it's just come back. They say that will help with this new crypto stuff. So we'll see what happens. But everything's on time. We're trying to find out what the time is. And sometimes we're bang on, which keeps us going. And eventually we'll find out what the time is, and we'll be there. Hey Cheryl, yeah, that's funny. I've noticed that. Yeah. We were ready yesterday, weren't we, Starfire? We just got to keep going. I mean, what's the other option? We just keep going. We keep going. And eventually, and probably sooner rather than later, we will arrive. Yeah, only the present. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe once we're all at a certain level, certain frequency, and we realise this is just complete illusion, then maybe that's when we wake up. Probably, there's probably a big nugget of truth in that. But we're also in this concept of moving forward, aren't we? Yeah. But I do think the next few days, few weeks will be very interesting in terms of the things that have been presented, the things that seem to be indicated. So we'll see where we get to. We will see where we get to. Hit the hype button, folks, if you would. And the like button. Subscribe. That's it, never give up. We keep going. We keep going. We keep on going. But I do believe firmly that there comes a point, that's what the point of the awakening is we do come to a point where we start to we're able to fully express all of our gene expression is fully utilized, all of our genes are fully optimized, our capacities, all of our gifts are fully online. And that's what this process is, even though you've got all the other kind of crazy stuff going on. And I know sometimes it doesn't necessarily make sense, but there's a thread of truth, there's a thread of power, and there's a thread of upliftment through all of this. And that's what keeps me going, and that's what keeps all of you, my wonderful family and viewers, going. And that's what we keep striving for, keep going. So, HSBC branches were closing. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Very interesting. The gifts are mandating. Explain a little bit more. Oh, manifesting. There you go. That's it. Yeah, they are. They're manifesting, Diane. They are. The gift of numbers came to me out of the blue, really, in 2020. I had premonitions of it prior, but 2020 it became very clear, and it was divinely downloaded. It just came. All the stuff I taught you about, I haven't learnt from anyone in terms of a book or listening to someone. It comes to me and it's there. I have been given it from above, but it's not been your usual studying out of a book or anything like that. It was a gift. You know, I got all this in a matter of weeks, and it came, and it's been with me ever since. So I believe when we go to the next strata of jump, the next quantum leap, other gifts will come online. So I'm looking forward to what those are, because I didn't know about this one. Looking back, it makes sense, but I didn't know until we got to it. That's what a lot of this stuff is. Until we get to it, then we look back and then it makes sense. So there'll be other gifts for us to enjoy. 217, which is Tom Sidney Bushnell in the chat. 106, red pilling. That's what I try to do. I help red pill you. I help put the codes out. I get them, I put them out, and it helps. It helps the totality of the field that we're in. It helps. It unlocks things, and then they're able to manifest. It's a big game. It's a big computer game we're in. So anyway, folks, I'm going to see you tomorrow. It's Friday night. It's Friday, yeah. So it's Friday night. So enjoy your Friday night wherever you may be. It might be morning wherever you are, or afternoon, but enjoy it. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll take you through the weekend. God bless you, folks. Much love. You take care.